Hi cutters, and welcome to my new walkthrough through a medium difficulty Station Hopper Gecko on the 0.1.4 patch of Hardspace Shipbreaker. I am Icon, and I'm going to guide you through this thing, and you're going to see how to catch the whole buffalo without blowing yourself up, and doing that in 2 to 3 shifts max. So let's get going, and if you like this kind of content, leave a subscription on my channel and you won't miss any future content. So first off, we're going to start off with everything which is outside of the ship, because I really like to do these things first. So I want to do as much as possible from the work order table as well, because that got a little bit upgraded with the new patch, but as far as I could tell, there's not too much of a difference between the old geckos and the new ones. So we're entering here through the airlock, and I'm looking for the depressurizing thingy, but this whole ship is unpressurized. I'm pressurizing it now. So that's really not necessary unless you want to recharge your O2 for free. So sometimes these ships are already unpressurized, but with geckos it's really important to be careful. You want to open all the doors. You want to have all the doors open to avoid explosions in the time between. Alright. So this way goes towards cockpit. We want to get through here a moment too, because this is a very dangerous part if you don't take care about the pressure here. So there we go. You see?
Air pressure level
these things just will blow up in your face. You can hold the X button when these depressurizations happen to cling to a wall. You can also use that to slow yourself down while you're drifting through the ship. It's very useful to use your hands, although I am quite much a hardcore user of my personal brakes. Okay, so a few more airlocks need to be opened. So that's the outside, that's the other exit of that ship. And now let's get to the backside there. There's the ECU, the cooling system of the ship, connected to the generator. We have to take care of that later. So we open up the room to the generator, wait until that depressurizes, say hi to the generator. Let's flick in the utility key here to get the fuel out of the thrusters so they can be disassembled safely as well. I love disassembling geckos because they are quite chill pills. They're big, and that means you can take your time with each part of the ship. I personally try to achieve different goals during one shift, and today's goal is to disassemble the outer hull as complete as possible, and if possible I'm going to end my shift at the generator of this ship today. That would be a big milestone, but I don't expect that too hard today. So I'm starting off with the nacelles because they make up very nice entry and exit points out of the ship, because the Gecko is a lot more complicated when it comes down to the construction of the ship itself compared with a mackerel. Mackerels are quite straightforward. These things, they are a huge big outer hull, and the inside is a aluminum tin. So today I'm going to disassemble the outer hull. I was just getting my bearings here. So the thing here is, on the medium difficulty we don't have too many pipe works to respect, so I can just straight away go for the cut points here. The aft section of the ship contains a lot of fuel barrels right now, so take a little bit of care where you cut, but overall pipes like these need to be respected. Over above them or such, to avoid killing yourself and blowing up the ship. So you see here, the fuel pipes though are not lit anymore, so they won't blow up if we accidentally cut into them. The blue pipes here though are filled with coolant, and they will blow up if we accidentally weld into them, so I'll rather take the stinger at this point, hover over these connection points to make sure that I'm not accidentally blowing up myself. So this is one of the first panels going off the ship, and that's another beautiful thing here. The ship comes apart quite easily when you start disassembling the connectors. The outer hull is, in the medium difficulty, quite easy to disassemble, because there are no pipes holding the whole thing together or such. So basically, once you're at this spot here, it quickly starts to become a game like this, where you can just toss those panels directly into the processor. Just one charged up power shove is enough more often than not. So the more upgrades you have on your grapple, the better here. I mean, this thing is quite big, so it doesn't even budge, although it's loose already. Tethering always helps. Tethers are not costly. Why did that nacelle not go down there? Almost lost that thing. Tethers are not costly. Use them as much as you can, because they speed up your gaming process by a lot. And that's, if you're not playing free shift, it's very, very important. Hey, there's a data drive in the outside. Didn't expect that. So, as you see here, it's quite easy to disassemble that beast. But I personally prefer tethering each and everything into the processors, because it's just the quickest way to deal with it. I don't like spending too much time using my gravity tool, because that just eats up a lot of time. So there we go. They are always in between these nails that hold the whole thing together. And
carbon dioxide can cause damage to Link's equipment.
We're starting to suffocate here slowly, but no need to worry yet. So I'm almost at the front side of the ship. That's where your coolant barrels live. So I'm staying just long enough to get a cut through these things here, and then we're good to go, I'd say. Just toggle on the goggles here to see if there's anything in bright yellow left, but no.
Oxygen reserves are
Alrighty, so let's grapple back.
Oxygen supplies are available for purchase at the Master Jack.
And well, let's see. Well, I can't reach anything to tether it. I like to use all the tethers since I'm still on a quite low max tether supply. That was the result of switching hardware, because the early access version right now doesn't have a cloud saving system, so I had to restart all over again, because I somehow didn't expect a modern game to have no cloud saving nowadays. But whatever. I don't mind the grind. I wouldn't play this game if I would. So let's get back to the bottom panel here, or much more of this area here. So one good thing about the outer hull is you can just get quite easily carried away with your work and just see something here, see something there. But that's also a bad thing, because you can get carried away quite easily and forget things. But luckily there's your structural analyzer, and it's your friend. It'll help you whenever you get distracted. Alright, so time to cut there a little bit. And as you see here, I'm destroying parts of the outer hull, and That's why I start using the Stinger a little bit more. I don't like to destroy parts of the ship, honestly. So, only 5 more minutes left, sadly. These things take a lot of time more compared to your standard Gecko mackerel, but it's well worth the time, that's all I can say. So let's get down here. Alright. So, it's a matter of personal taste if you don't care about cutting into certain things and destroying parts of the loot. I personally hate that feeling, so I'm using the Stinger a little bit more. But we're not doing a speedrun here either, so... One good thing about the Stinger tool is, once you're used to its habits, it's a quite safe thing to use in general. It doesn't give you too many nasty surprises except for that one nasty angle the tool has. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can blow up things which are right up in your face. So there's one. Because there is basically an area where the laser tool, wherever the laser crosses things in your line of sight, they get destroyed. And that ends up with barrels and pipes sometimes getting destroyed. Okay, but overall, the whole hull should be coming apart quite nicely now, so it's now time to tether away. If I did everything correctly, these shell parts will now pop off left and right. So... oh gosh. Tethers are letting me down again. Okay. I personally wish there would be a tether upgrade which would allow me to put in more juice into my tether. So we're going to get that nasal on the fly. So there we go. Don't want to lose this one.
Deposit not accepted.
Alrighty. So let's take a look on the ship so far. We're making nice progress here. So, oops.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
So now to these bad boys. The aft section of the ship is a little bit more demanding because the panels are quite big. And that's why I'm using the Jaxes here, because I don't want to risk destroying any valuables in the process. So let's pick another tether.
No tethers remaining.
Yeah, I know. So let's get over there.
Component incinerated. Don't do that.
Because I want to use those last 2 minutes a little bit more productively. So you see here we're having a lot of tethering going on here. So let's use this one too. Alright, so in between this mess there's a lot of valuable salvage, and I'm going to tether a little bit more here. The tethering process is for me so far the part where I feel like I feel a little bit confused by the game with the tethering in general, okay? So I feel like the game should give me a little bit more clarity about the line of sight and where it's going to break and things like these, because I keep having a quite hard time with determining if my tethering will break or not before I put it down, if that makes any sense. So let's pluck out those thrusters today. because those bad boys are worth some penny. And this will make a really, really nice first shift, you'll see. So, it looks a little bit messy here, but I'd say we did a good job today, because nothing exploded in our faces. This is always a very, very good sign for success. Nothing exploded today. Alright, so while there's all this scrap hanging around here, I'm starting to use the time left to salvage things like the explosives, and well, tomorrow or on the next shift much more, I'm going to get along with the rest. Hey, apprentice again, so we can weld bigger ships. 2.6 million for this shift, which is quite good considering that I only did some hull works. I'd say that's a good payout for one shift. So let's continue though. We're not done yet, not at all. Alright. With the grapple tool you can propel yourself to speeds you're not naturally able to, which is really cool but also quite spooky. Respect that. Okay, so let's toss away those keels. They're really big and tend to get in the way quite hard. So they are one of those items which I often end up using tethers for, even though they're really not that much worth it, but they're so brutally hard in my way at times. So you see how long it takes? If you accidentally tether somewhere where you don't want to tether, the V button saves you from that misery. Big thanks to the person who showed me that trick. I didn't know that one. Alright, so today it's time to tether away on that bad boy. I realized that it's quite safe to tether on the base here if you want to avoid destroying your loot in the furnace, because those furnaces are hungry, I tells you. Let's fetch us a nice thruster cap on the way. Or, wait a sec, I don't need to. It's getting into the processor anyways. Duh. Alright, so don't fire with your stinger on barrels. It's a really... They really explode fast, by the way. So, where's the barge again? Am I the only person having barge trouble? Or orientation problems in general? This game really gives me a lot of orientation troubles. So, turns out I wasn't as quick as I wanted to with the outer hull here. Looks like I'm needing to invest some more time during this shift into the outer hull, but I don't mind. I always feel like safety first. That's in this game quite important, especially if you want to play with, I'd say, a little bit more of a realistic approach to the game. I really look forward to Iron Man this game one day, because it sure sounds like a really big mission to me to try to beat this game. Let's tether that to this bad boy. We'll go there. To beat this game without dying once. That sounds like a great challenge to me. Overall, I can't wait for the new Gecko design to come online, because there's going to be a new Gecko design. We already got some nice previews on that from the developers. So quite hyped on that one, gotta admit. Alright, so like I said, the hull works took a little bit longer than anticipated, but I don't care. We're almost done here. Oh, tether's depleted already, so let's grab over there. And this time I did it better. So it's really some kind of practicable sport to manage your movement with with a grapple tool better, because you can propel yourself to quite insane speeds with that. All right, so let's. It's jammed here, isn't it? So let's see. To move some part away. Or tether here. So managing big ship parts is also something you're not having too much. And oh, that furnace wanted to eat me. If that happens, you can always grapple to some solid surface and save your butt with that. Okay, jeez, I really managed to cram that thing properly. Okay, so let's do this one. This should help. This thing needs some pull towards.
Supplies running low.
Wow, it's never happened to me before. Okay, so let's get this job done, shall we? Now we're going to fetch ourselves the generator here. Wow, that thing, I never had this problem with that, with some ship part cramming in that that badly. So these whole parts are all not mounted to the ship anymore, so let's see what happens if I tether that. So this one is lodged to the airlock. That happens quite often if they are mounted to the airlock. They are quite solid. So looks like I either forgot a spot or the front of this ship isn't that easily removable. Whatever might be the case, we're going to find it out in a sec. So let's dive into the nose of that ship and check out what's the problem here. Ah, I see. So most of the time when stuff like that happens, there are only a few welding points left, which are making trouble. Stuff like this. But the larger ships tend to have so many welding points that you're really starting to struggle to get them all at once in one go. It really becomes a quite hard job to manage that. So let's see. I have 3 tethers left. Officially, all the structural parts are loose now. So let's see what the tether does this time. So, there we go, it's moving. Okay, so can do the same thing over here. Let's give it 2 tethers. It'll move quicker. And I'll just hover over there. So let's you can adjust your movement a little bit when you're while you're moving. And this way you can glide more effectively towards the directions you want to. It's a quite nasty thing to do without practice, but it's quite fun once you start to get the hang of it. So I'm noticing that this ship part is getting furnaced.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credit
So okay, let's see. Tethermania. I don't know. Playing around with geckos ends up for me always with Tethermania, because it's so difficult to move all those huge ship parts without blowing yourself, without tethers, and well. Okay, so we're done with these parts. There's one more thing to go, I can tell. And this object looks movable too. No? Alright. And there's a huge chunk of nanocarbon coming in. Okay, we're quite done with the outer hull. There are a few pieces still able to be picked off. But as you can see, even the outer hull of the Gecko is already quite a huge thing to tackle. But I think we stripped it now of most parts. Aft section is gone, and now only remaining parts are the generator, the ECU parts, and all the juicies. Alright, so let's get to the fuse. So the fuse can be safely removed once the red lights are out. And out goes the fuse unit. Don't try to pick it up, it's quite deadly. And now I'm going back into the ship, because the easiest way that I found to dislodge the innards of the ship, there are two ways. Either you go for just cutting out those plates and tossing them into the furnace, or you go the lazy boy way, like I do here. So stop it here, wait for half, fire again, plate away. So this way, well, I'd say we're going to repeat that a second time. Again, wait until the heat bar is full. Let it drop. Fire at estimated half the time. Oh, this is a bigger plate. So you can repeat this process. And, well, with those large plates, it's, as you can see, not that easy. But it is actually a matter of your upgrades, so there we go. So that happens if you don't do it correctly, but if you do it correctly, as you can see now, let's remove the keel here. Nobody wants to talk about the keel right now, because I like that that way to deal with things here. So now I can just go over here, and it's so much easier to deal with those seed rows if I don't try to save the aluminum plates they're seated on, because I don't know, I tried cutting out those aluminum plates. It takes forever until I have a proper opening to the belly of the beast here, and I end up losing a lot of salvage as well. So this is just not a happy thing to do. But I'm getting carried away with those seats. Just wanted to show you guys how you can get rid of the bottom plates, but well, the large ones are quite hard to cut if you're not having maximum heat upgrades. But I wanted to get over to the ECU actually. So with the ECU we're going to do the same thing again. With the small plates this just works out fine if you're having the first few heat upgrades. There we go. And this way, first off, we want to remove the panel here. And there's coolant canisters in the ECU which you can just collect. There we go. Oops, I didn't mean to fire it into my face, of course. I wanted to use it. Okay, so right now it's still lodged to the generator, so I can't do anything anymore. But the moment you do this, the generator is on fire. So I'm just removing that junction here, and we're going to pull out the generator now. No. So my timing was a little bit off here. Alright. The plate went off anyways. Perfect. So normally I remove the pipes below beforehand, but this time we're not getting that done in time, but there's still plenty of time to get the generator down there. So that's the thing about the ECU. Once you dislodge that thing, the generator goes boom because it doesn't have any coolant anymore. But we got that now, and what's left now of this ship is just the innards and the interiors. You can see here. So there's not much more to do, which is quite dangerous. But yeah, that was.
Oxygen reserves are low.
That is, at this point of the patch, I really appreciate that there's some kind of speed pressure minigame which forces me to work quick and care about the status of the generator. But here we go, 5.6 million on the end of that shift. The reactor on its own was quite worth a penny. So the thing I did wrong here, and do it better the next time when you're doing it on your own, dislodge the fuel pipes before you go for the ECU. Like, you can weld away the fuel pipes below the generator before you go for the ECU, and that was my mistake there. There's a lot of things to pay attention to in this game, and sometimes, you know, accidents happen while you're working. So we're going to knock off the rest of the work orders, and then I'd say we're good to go. So now, that wasn't too glorious, I admit, but it worked out, and I'm quite happy with giving here a little example on how to salvage a pretty scary situation. So let's get the power generator though. So there's another unit of keel blocking my way. The keels are like the real enemies in this game. Oh well, go into the furnace. So here's the power generator. As you can see here, it's let's see if I can remove that plate. I'm not confident now. This plate here is lodged between these two airlocks, so the devs made sure that you're not going to be able to get an easy access from the above side. So with the generator gone, the airlock doors are not working anymore either. So take a safe distance from things like the power generator. There we go. And now let's whoa. Before you go for the power shove, always make sure that the object you want to shove is aligned in the direction you want to go for it. Ooh, wait a second. I want to keep that door, that airlock console. Alright. So we got that now, and back to the ECU, because once the generator is molten, you can just remove that ECU easier. Where was it again, though? Oh, it's upside down. Alright, there we go. So now, with the generator being offline, the ECU should be here. There's the pipe connecting that thing. And afterwards, you can just power push that thing into the barge. Boom, done. So, there we go.
Salvage deposit accepted.
So, without the mistakes I made on the generator there, it would have been a really good run. So here go the annoying computer terminals. I can't put it into different words. They are just what they are. Quite a chore. There's plenty of them inside inside of every gecko. Yeah, that's something I wanted to do as well. So if you don't want to do the stuff I did there before, you can of course do something like that. If you're really good, you do it less sloppy than me. And here we go. So if you do it this way, there's going to be a lot of seats lodged to the downside of the plates. And I personally like dissolving the plates more, but I think that's a matter of taste, because as you saw, that move that I did there, that didn't take too much time either, didn't it? So as a matter of fact, smelting the complete plate takes more time, but makes the area of access smoother and cleaner. So, well, can't tell which one is better, but if I would need to take a guess, I would assume you're quicker with just cutting the plates and tossing them into the furnaces. But, well, what I love about this game is that it's pretty much up to you what kind of play style you want to go for. Because you can speed rush this game, you can do speed runs, you can do lazy open shift runs where you just explore every single part of the ship and try to salvage everything. There's a lot of fun included in this game, and much more importantly, there's a lot of diversity in how you how you create your own fun experience, and that's always really massive when games achieve in these departments. At least that's my opinion. Can I remove the ladder? Yes, I can. So we do need a few more computer terminals. Those are living in the cockpit of the ship. So with this ship, you can't just access the cockpit area that easily from the outside, sadly. So we're going to check it out from here. It's my personally preferred approach here, going into the area here, and then you can just do it as what you want to do. It's another option. If you do the segments smaller, it's easier to smelt them down. Should have done that with the large thing there too, but whatever. So what I personally dislike about cutting these plates is sometimes I just don't understand why they are still that resilient. Like, why is that stuff even hanging here anymore? Like, how? I mean, how? And that's just for me the reason why I started to use this method. Because that just flat out annoys me so hard. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Who knows? So let's get the last few of those electricals. And with the Gecko in general, you can weld out the floor sections of the ship, and then you can just grab the juices from the inside. With this run, I just wanted to show as many methods of doing it as possible. Some of them better, some of them worse, just to show you that there are several ways to do your job as a cutter. Whoa, okay, that was a nice graphical bug. Alright, so we have fire. Those posters burn. Didn't know that those posters were actually interesting for anybody.
Oxygen reserves are critical.
So I gotta grab myself some oxygen now. A little bit sad about this one, because I was just about to finish the electricals on this shift, but whatever, sometimes you have to do what you have to do. So, and sometimes that's just buying more oxygen for yourself. Alright, so let's knock off the last few jobs with the electricals there. So sadly door locks are not eligible. But yeah. So I want to check out if these posters have some worth. I never realized that they were around. So let's grab the atmosphere regulator there. So we could pick up a lot more out of this experience there, but so let's do it like this. Alright, didn't need the atmosphere regulator though. I just came for the computers. Well, gotta get a little bit closer here. Okay, destroying a few more panels here to get an easy access to the things I actually want to have. Where are the computer panels again? There they are. So, don't care about that seat here. Alright, we gotta pick up 3 more computer terminals, and then it's time for the finale.
Credits deposited.
Okay. So looks like this is a 3-shift Gecko. So I think if you want to do the whole Buffalo in actually only 2 shifts, there's you really need to do that by focusing on the work orders hard. So now the only thing left is to move that whole beast towards its final destination. Alright. So I can't really cut her smaller, so at this point you just have to rely on tons and tons of tethers.
Tether supplies running low.
Won't budge. Seriously?
Warning, tethers depleted.
So let's see if the solution is just not more tethers here. Because I strongly believe in a future where nothing can't be solved with more tethers. So let's just move that whole beast. Let's see how many tethers it'll actually need. Because technically they're just increasing the force with every single one that we apply more.
Caution, tether supplies are low.
But I'm at the point where I'm disrupting old ones, or are they just running out? I guess they're just running out.
Warning, no tethers remaining.
So let's get it back there. And get more tethers.
Welcome to Vendatron 9000.
So, the question I'm asking myself, is that thing actually moving, or is this just not possible this way? So it looks like we're out of luck here. So I never tried to shove in a gecko at this point, so now you see it's not really possible. So we would need to cut that thing a little bit into smaller pieces, like get rid of the inner area, but this would just bring way too much content into this video. So I'm going to leave it here. I think I've shown my case. You see there's plenty of things left to be salvaged in this ship. Let's get into the hab, except that I would need to cut tons of aluminum plates to get the metal job done, but I don't care. Like, this shift here was only worth 1.5 million, so it's up to you how you divide that. I personally would say it was worth the time, and it showed off how to deal with a medium difficulty macro. So, see you guys next time. Bye bye.